So, Kate Martin, one of the more popular WNBA players right now, it appears that Kate Martin is potentially going to be competing in the Unrivaled 3-on-3 league. And it is a bit of a surprise. It would be a bit of a surprise, but also not. Like, if you saw what I had said from the get-go, once they announced, like, obviously they had their team announcement. They had the first 10 players announced. But then afterwards, it was kind of like after Angel Reese had been announced, they said that there were going to be more Olympians, there were going to be more All-Stars, and more rookies. So this was a quite important one, with more Olympians, more All-Stars, and more rookies. So if you want to look at the rookies that they would potentially bring, like, look, they're not bringing Ellie Edwards. They're just not. Rickea Jackson, maybe. And Caitlin Clark, maybe. But this league's got to be smart, especially if Caitlin Clark's not there, because you just never know what story is. You just don't know what story is with Caitlin Clark. But I think if Kate Martin's there, Caitlin Clark's probably going to be there. So if you can see what Kate Martin said on a podcast about playing, this is what she said.
I'll still be able to go on trips if I want to.
Do you have to get a job?
She basically, first of all, said she'll still be able to go on trips if she wants to, which means probably not playing overseas. Because if you're playing overseas, you're not. You're just playing overseas. That's it.
So no, I don't have to get a job in the off season.
I don't know. I don't know anything, guys. Seriously. We're throwing in a disclaimer. I know nothing about the world. I know just about what Jada does. I only know about what I do, and that's it.
So Jada, I don't need to get another job in the off season. No.
So she doesn't need to get another job, which for me, that rules out coaching, which some people thought she was going to do in the off season.
Like, could you imagine, like, me just working at a local coffee shop?
Yeah, and so after I said that, I'm like, imagine LeBron James is, like, working at the Target.
Right.
In Los Angeles. Obviously, you don't.
No.
Ooh.
LeBron James and me, we
Similar.
we don't make the same amount of money. But
you should.
So that was a great question, actually. But here's the thing is, I actually... I'm not going to be getting another job, but, like, I will be doing another basketball job, like a different...
Oh, yeah, and I knew that.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish that I could go back.
So she said she was going to be doing another basketball job, and she was not going to be doing a job. Look, I don't think a lot of these players will probably... Like, some of these players will probably say playing basketball is working in her job if they were doing that. And also, she said that she has time to travel. If you know anything about the way overseas schedule is, like, yeah, you might be sometimes able to travel within the country you're in. You might be able to travel within a country, but at the same time, that's what you're getting. You might be able to see other countries. You're not going to be able to go on trips. That's one thing. The way she said it, trips. You are not, and I repeat, not going to be able to go on trips if you are playing overseas pro ball. They will be very, very upset if you were doing something like that. But Unrivaled, they start in January. You're able to travel till then. Obviously, do a bit of workout, go and travel. Then you're coming back in for your next season in the WNBA. And you're trying to make the team. So for everyone being like, well, Kate Martin, she can just go and coach for the she can just go and coach through the whole off season. She's still competing for a slot in the league. Like, if you're looking at, for example, like a Daisha Fair, who is a guard going and playing pro in Israel, there are how many players that would have gotten cut? Celeste Taylor, who was cut from the Fever, she's off there playing. She's now playing Australia for the year. If you just go and decide, you know what, nah, I'm not going overseas, which she's not going overseas, by the way, it sounded like, and I'm not going to go and play, or I'm just going to coach, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. She's not going to make the team. Like, Kate Martin is not enough of a guarantee to be on the team next year that she can show up without really playing basketball. So that's when people are like, oh, she wants to be a coach. She wants to be a coach, she's done. Unless she plans on retiring. Unless she genuinely plans on retiring this year, there's no way that she's talking about anything other than Unrivaled. Unless maybe she's being told she's got one of those like short-term contracts in China, which is unlikely. So, yeah, that would be a very interesting thing. I think Kate Martin's game would actually kind of suit 3-on-3. I think it would suit it. And if you're looking at this league, she sold more jerseys than Aja Wilson. Like, they're going to be picking players for this league somewhat based on, like, on how many eyes you're going to get. And also, they're going to have to replace players in the league. That's one thing you forget. Is probably Juju Watkins, I'd say, will have some sort of a like financial, like she's part ownership. Paige Becker's already confirmed to have part ownership in the league. So I would say that they're also looking to bring in players, maybe that they can replace. Apparently, they have 30 players that will all have partial ownership in the league. But maybe only 26 of them are playing this year. Maybe they're going to give partial ownership to a bunch of people. But maybe they're going to call in a few players, like a Kate Martin. Be like, okay, yeah, you're here for the first year. You're not here for ownership. You're here for this 1 year. Which, if you can do that, great. Like, look, Kate Martin, again, was part of that Vegas team where she got 100 grand. If you're getting a 250 grand salary to go and play Unrivaled, you can still do what you want throughout the year. You get to travel, you get to take time off, and you're getting your $250,000 salary. Go take it. Go take that. That would be incredibly smart. And again, if you are Unrivaled, maybe Caitlin Clark's on the fence. You really want her in the league. Oh, what should we do? I'm trying to think of how many teams there's going to be, because it's 3-on-3, and there's going to be 30 players. There's no way it's 10 teams with 3, because if one player gets injured, your entire league is screwed. So, and it also doesn't make sense having teams of 4. I don't understand what they're doing with the teams with this. I really don't. Maybe their teams change all the time. Maybe it's only like 2 people guaranteed per. Maybe every single like game day, there's like 10 captains and they can pick their team based on a draft. Stuff like that. I have no idea what they're going to be doing. Maybe it's 6 teams of 5. That makes a bit more sense, where they can like rotate players in. Well, maybe you just go, okay, yeah, Caitlin, we're going to bring you in, but we're also Aaliyah. You can play with Caitlin. We're going to play. Kate Martin can also be on your team. And then we're just going to pick the other 2 for you. If you play, you can play with Aaliyah and Kate. That works too. But it is an interesting one. Do I think she's going to play in Unrivaled? Yeah, I do. I said it from the very start that I thought Kate Martin was going to be in it. And I don't think it changes. They say more rookies. Unless they're talking about Rickea Jackson, I don't necessarily think you're going to see them bringing Rickea Jackson. They might. I could be completely wrong and they could bring Rickea Jackson instead. But it is highly unlikely. If Kate Martin decides she's going to coach in the offseason, she's probably not going to make the team next year. Like, with the rookies that are coming in, she's fighting with I know she's on the Aces, but she's going to be fighting with whatever rookie they bring in next year. She's going to be fighting with free agents. And then in the 2026 offseason, when everyone's going to be on those contracts, she's fighting with all those players too. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.